People can be broke in all income brackets, so let's go over 5 millionaire habits that will make your financial problems vanish. Education is the key that will solve all of your financial problems. Millionaires constantly educate themselves by reading books, going to speeches, or even just watching videos like you're doing right now. Now, I'm not saying you need to do all of those things, but definitely implement one or two of them into your life. Even if you read an educational book for 30 minutes a day like I do, you would build up a wealth of knowledge in no time. And if you're looking for someone to get started with reading, I'll link these books down below in the description. And if you're feeling a little bit more advanced than those books, then I'll link some more advanced books down below just for you. However, if you don't really like reading, you could simply just keep doing what you're doing right now by watching this video to the end and by checking out some more educational content on my YouTube channel. Regardless of your educational choice, it won't really matter unless we do every other habit on this list. So let's move on. It's not really about how much you earn that counts, it's how much you save. There's a lot to living frugal, but let's go over the most important things. When you shop for items online, you should always leave your items in the cart for at least 1 to 2 days. Just so you have time to think about it and you don't impulsively buy it. And the best part about this is that when you're waiting, you might even find a better deal. And speaking of deals, another extremely important thing about living frugal would be to look for sales everywhere you shop. Even if it's just for clothing or even for some food, there's always going to be a deal out there just for you. When I go out shopping, I always look for the best deal possible. And one of my favorite things to do, which most people hate, is to see how much the sale actually impacts the cost. For example, let's look at a buy one get one half off deal. We're actually only saving 25% on each item. And I don't like that deal because a lot of times it forces you to get something that you don't really need. And on top of that, most of those deals only save you a few dollars. So unless it's a really expensive item, it's really not worth buying those ones. However, I really love the 40% off deals. And if you can get greater than 40%, that's even better. Don't ever buy something that's not on sale, especially if it's something that's expensive. Aside from general shopping though, we obviously need to talk about food. Food is very important to everybody, I'm sure of it. But food can also be extremely expensive, so we need to make sure we can find the proper deals. Now, I'm not saying you need to live like one of those people who never spend a dime, but definitely try to find deals out there for your food so that you can eat for cheaper. And if you really want to take it a step further, you can do what I do, which is looking at the cost per ounce instead of just directly looking at the price of the food. And not every grocery store has this tag, so be prepared to do some math so you can measure how much bang you get for your buck. And living frugally doesn't just stop there. In fact, most people ignore this part the most, and that's dealing with how often and where you go out to eat or even get your entertainment from. Every single person should be aware on how much they spend on subscription services, eating out, or even just going to the movies regardless of income. So keep track of where your money goes. And just so I can help you out just a little bit more, I'll link some apps for your phone down below that track how much you spend on food and entertainment. Our spending habits ties into our next topic, so let's get into that. Living on a budget can sound super tedious and boring, but in reality, if you set a really good one, they're super fun and really easy to follow. When people follow a budget, they tend to have less financial stress than people who don't. And you can reach your financial goals easier and faster. And that's exactly how millionaires got their money. They set budgets. Without budgeting, not a single large financial goal out there could be accomplished. And even if it was accomplished, well, it certainly wasn't done very easily. And that's exactly why it's super crucial to have a budget. And if you're feeling really lazy and don't want to make a budget, then I'll link some apps for your phone down in the description. And that should help you get started easily with budgeting. However, if you want a more customized budget, then you can just make a spreadsheet for yourself. And never forget, always make a budget customized to your life. Don't ever copy anybody's budget, because everybody's financial position out there is completely different. And if you're really struggling to make a budget, well, that's not very uncommon. And it actually ties into our next topic. Embracing failure is one of the strongest things a person can do. This doesn't necessarily mean that you want to fail and you're even happy to fail. It just means that when you do fail, you're glad you learned something new, and you now know what to do for next time. And a lot of people out there are really scared to fail, but I'm here to tell you, without failure, you won't ever meet any financial goal out there. Every single great achiever out there failed, but then picked themselves right back up. Don't be somebody who fails and then never picks themselves back up. Just remember, never give up and keep going, because there's always going to be failure. And you know why? Because there's always going to be something for you to learn. In fact, embracing failure is so important that it is one of the key components to our next topic. So let's move on. Every single millionaire out there invests their money, whether it be through physical assets such as real estate, or even non-physical assets such as owning stocks or bonds. Millionaires invest their money so it doesn't lose its value from inflation, and so they can also make some money from passive income. Millionaires invest in everything you could think of, so at the end of the day, they all make money. So now it's up to you to start investing. Unfortunately, in the beginning of your investment journey, you will 100% fail. However, if you choose to do what we just went over in our last topic, and even the other ones as well, then you'll be fine. And if you really want less chance of failure, then keep boosting your financial knowledge by educating yourself. And this YouTube channel you're watching right now will exactly help you. So let's now take your millionaire mindset and take it to the next level. And check out this video right here that will help you start your millionaire journey with little effort.